Hey, welcome to our video. We are the Weekend Homesteaders. I'm Rachel.
I'm Noel.
So today we're going to be showing you how we built this cedar raised bed planter using plans from Anna White. On her website, she calls it like the $10 cedar planters. Really, the lumber itself costs about $15. Plus then supplies for screws. So really this thing's gonna cost you about $30.
So you're gonna need cedar pickets. They're fence pickets. They're gonna be 1 inch by 6 inches by 6 feet. So it might be more like 5/8 of an inch and 4 or 5.5 inches wide by 6 feet. So you're gonna need 6 of those. You're gonna need some screws. So I'd suggest getting these big old tubs of screws. You'll use them later. You're gonna need 2-inch screws and you're gonna need 1-inch screws. We use these fence decking outdoor screws for a lot of our projects. So we just got big tubs of these. And then you're gonna need some wood glue. And that's about it.
As far as tools that we use to construct this.
So you're gonna need a table saw potentially, or a miter saw. It's gonna be a lot easier with a table saw because there's gonna be a lot of long cuts to do. You can do it with a miter saw.
But in that case, you're gonna need to get actually 1x2 pieces of cedar as well. And then that's gonna make it a little bit pricier because obviously they don't sell fence pickets, right?
No.
So you have to buy like
a legit cedar,
piece of cedar, which
cedar.
makes these much more expensive.
We also used a Craig jig set, which makes it so that 2 boards can connect like on top of each other. You don't need to have it though. You could just use wood glue for the top and then do some sort of piece of wood that kind of reinforces that.
You could use another one of these in the middle of it.
Yeah, you could use one of these 1x2s you see here and kind of put it in the middle. And then you're gonna need a drill, some sort of power drill, and a drill bit set and pilot holes.
Yep, and then you'll also see throughout this that we use clamps and we also use weights, in our case, ammo cans. So if you have some heavy things on hand, you may want to have those on standby during this project to unwarp some of your wood. So you'll see it's a fairly fast project for us. We're building 2 of them. One of them is going to be for vegetables and one as a cutting garden. Overall, our time is a little bit more, but we'd estimate building one of these with 2 people, but
yeah.
Let's be honest, I don't do a whole lot. It'll take you about an hour and a half.
And then the other thing is if you watch this video, it'll probably save you a little bit of time because we found some stuff that maybe wasn't as perfect in the instructions.
If you're gonna build this and you're watching this video to follow along and do it step by step, stop right now. Watch the entire video first. Learn from our mistakes. We're gonna drop some knowledge on some ways to do this easier. We're gonna stop talking and you can watch us building now. Okay, so there's 2 different ways you can do this. One is if you have a table saw. What is if you don't have a table saw? We are doing this with a table saw. We learned our lesson on the last one, like using the miter saw is cool if you need a miter saw for something, but if it's cut you can make with the table saw, use the table saw. The first cuts that we're doing is we have our 1x6 boards and we're gonna make 4 boards that are 17 3/4 inches. And we are using the table saw for this. This is going to be the end panels, and then the side panels, we're literally just keeping the 72-inch boards just the way they came. So Noel's gonna go ahead and cut the first one. 17 3/4.
Yep.
Like I said, we're using the table saw so that basically we only have to measure once and then we know that they're all gonna be uniform. One down, 3 to go. I'm gonna start pulling staples while he's doing that. So because we are utilizing the table saw, we didn't buy the 1x2 boards. Noel's just trying to knock me out back here. Basically, we have to now make 1x2s. So we're gonna cut this board long ways into 4 strips, but the easier way to do that is to cut the length of it first. So we're gonna cut it into the 2 pieces that are 11 inches and then cut those. We're gonna now cut each of these 11-inch boards into 4, which is going to be 1 1/4 inch a piece. we're officially on step 2, which is attaching 2 of the fence posts together to make the, the side? The long part of the raised beds. So here we have just 2 of them laid out together. And Noel's going to show us how he's going to use his Craig jig, our dear friend Craig, to drill some pilot holes here. So Noel is going to do 3 pilot holes.
Down and then even it up. Make sure it's nice and flush.
So now that we have all of our pilot holes drilled in here and we've got it glued together, we're going to use 1-inch screws, or they're special screws, Craig screws?
Craig screws, yeah. We're gonna use 1-inch Craig screws to bind them together. And ammo cans are holding on the boards. And then I don't know if you saw it with the video right there, but just bound it right up.
Perfect. 2 more to go. So Noel's gonna get started on drilling those Craig pilot holes. Meanwhile, I'm going to be gluing these 1x2 pieces that we made onto the ends here, and it needs to be overextended by 5/8 of an inch. So I'm gonna measure 5/8 on here, draw a little line, glue that down, and then Noel, when he's done with the drill, I'll grab that and drill these on with, or screw these on with some 1-inch screws. We took a little break because we finished constructing each of these long panels. We ended up using some clamps as well, as you can see here. So we wanted to give them time for the wood glue to fully dry while they were clamped. Now we have to do the ends. It's literally the exact same thing that we just did on the sides, but just on a smaller scale. So Noel has got our friend Craig all set up, ready to go. He's gonna do probably, what, 2? Two pilot holes in the end board. Take it away, Noel. That was fast. Now what we're gonna do is take those other parts of the board. You literally just saw us do it again on a bigger scale. We're gonna apply wood glue and then put in the 1-inch pocket screws.
Yep.
Is that what they're called?
Pocket screws.
Pocket screws. I sound like a pro. Just got those set, sort of. We've got a whole line of ammo cans because we had some boat wood. So what we're doing now is it's time to put on the little 1x2s that have the 5/8 of an inch overhang to make sure that these actually fit in like a puzzle the way that they're supposed to, rather than just doing the measurements and gluing them on again. We're actually gonna pick the exact pieces that are going together and glue these so that it actually fits, if that makes sense. I'd rather do this than have like a space somewhere in it. Plus, I mean, we're getting towards the end, and this way we know that we're not gonna have any overhangs. So basically, in our set of directions, set up the bed like it's gonna look.
So something that we have noticed is that the way they make us build this, it's tough to line this up. We'd recommend not building it the way we did. The only thing that would be different is you get this together, you get the long pieces together, don't put the corner pieces on anything yet, and actually put the box together without these corners, and then put the corners afterwards after support. That way everything's gonna be a lot more flush, everything's gonna be a lot more tighter. But hoping that it's gonna fit perfectly like puzzle, it'd be great if you bought nicer, like super high-end wood, but that would defeat the whole purpose of this.
So you can see here what happened is we adhered this piece onto this one first, having that 5/8 of an inch overhang, but I guess we did a little bit too much because you can see there's still about 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch in between the two boards now, that there was no way we were able to get that board closer because then these two pieces had to line up. So we'd recommend attach these two pieces first, and then you can put these on for support on the outsides. All right, so we just got the other side put on. We did sort of that technique that we recommend doing in the first place of just attaching the board itself and then putting those outside pieces on last, and it worked much better. And we just used two inch deck screws?
2-inch deck screws, yeah.
2-inch deck screws to keep it all together. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I mean, this was fairly easy. We've been working today for 2 hours on this.
2 hours, but we did 2 sets.
Yeah, two sets, and we're not quite finished with the other one, so I'd say total project, if you're just building one of these, 1.5 hours. You can get it done, and that's including cutting time. If you have the table saw, would definitely recommend using a table saw for this. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you decide to go out and build these or have built them previously or used different models, let us know in the comments how that went. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.